Hello. Sorry for being a minute or two behind. Alright, if anyone has anything they want to focus on, please post it in a comment on the video. As usual, I definitely recommend having 2 blocks, a strap. If you don't have actual yoga blocks, you can always use boxes, stack of books, Tupperware, whatever you have accessible to bring the ground up to you. If you don't have an actual yoga strap, I recommend using a belt, a towel, a piece of rope, whatever you have. I also recommend having a hand towel that you can fold up to put under your back knee in kneeling lunging positions, just to help support the back knee a little bit more, and or be able to wipe off with. And then something to drink, water, tea, whatever you have. Just going to give people a couple more moments to come in for class. If you have any requests on what you want to focus on for today, please post it in a comment on the video. Just going to give people a minute or two more to come in for class. Can you guys hear me okay? Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to keep today's flow fairly gentle, fairly... Cool, thank you. Yeah, we're going to keep today's flow pretty gentle. So we're going to start on the back. Take your strap, towel, belt, rope, whatever you have, and have it with you close to the back of your mat. Just come on down to your back. Bend your knees, let your knees fall wide, glue the soles of your feet together in this Supta Baddha Konasana position, support or supine bound angle. There we go. Option to rest your arms at your sides. Option also to rest one hand on your belly and one on your heart. Start to settle into your breath, into this space. As you inhale, let your belly and chest expand up to the sky. As you exhale, let it come back down to your body, towards your spine. Inhale, expand. Exhale, let it come back down. Take a couple moments to just rest here and breathe, really focusing on the breath, and to bring your awareness throughout your body. See what areas are bothering you, what's feeling tight, what's feeling tired, what's feeling sore. Try to just pay attention to these areas. Throughout class, if there's an area that's particularly tight and you need to spend a few more breaths in a stretch to help loosen it up, please feel free. 2 more breaths here. One more breath in. And out. Bring your hands to the outsides of your thighs and close your knees like a book. Grab your strap. Take one end of the strap in one hand, the other in the opposite hand. Loop the middle of the strap on the bottom of your foot and extend your foot up towards the sky. Right foot. You have the option to keep the left leg bent or to straighten the left leg with your heel and knee down towards the ground. Take your right hand up as far up on the strap as is comfortable and then wrap the strap around your right hand. So now you can firmly hold the strap with just your right hand. Your left hand can rest out to the left, kind of reaching towards the left wall if you want, or you can clasp your right hand with your left hand. Flex your toes towards your face, drive your heel up towards the sky. Gently pull your foot higher towards your head with a nice straight leg. Not locked, but straight. Feel the stretch in your hamstring, particularly the lateral hamstring, the hamstring on the outer side of the back of your thigh. And by outer, I mean further away from the midline of the body. A couple more breaths here. Inhale. Reach your left hand out to the left on the floor, and then let your right leg drift to the right, still pulling up towards your head, but letting it come out to the right as well. So now you should feel a stretch in the medial hamstring, the hamstring closer to the midline of the body, as well as potentially your adductors, your inner thigh muscles. Use your bicep to gently pull your foot up towards your head. If you need to, you can adjust your hand on the strap, be it higher or lower. Just make sure to keep the wrap around your hand to help make the grip a little easier. Two more breaths. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale slowly, bring your foot back up over your head. And then switch your grip. Bring your left hand fairly close to your foot on the strap, as far as you can reach. Wrap the strap around your hand. Place your right arm on the ground, reaching to the right. And then slowly, gently drift your right foot to the left. Again, still pulling up towards your head. You'll feel this in the lateral hamstring, the abductors, your abductor muscles, and maybe even your right hip. And those working with just a towel or a belt, if it's not long enough to wrap around your hand, that's totally fine. Just kind of grip it tightly in your hand. One more breath in. And out. Slowly bring your foot back up above your hip. Bend your left knee. Slide your left foot inside the same loop on the strap that your right foot is. Switch which foot is actually extended and then remove your right foot. Again, you can either keep the right leg bent with your foot on the ground or lengthen your leg along your mat. Gently pull your left foot up towards your face. Couple more breaths here. And those who are just coming in for class, if there's anything you want to focus on, please feel free to leave it as a comment, and I'll try to get to it. One more breath in, and out. Slowly, with your right arm reaching to the right, drift your left foot to the left, still pulling up towards your head. Again, we now should feel a stretch in the medial hamstring, close to the midline of the body, and your adductor muscles, your inner thigh muscles. maybe even to the groin. Two more breaths. Slowly draw your foot back above your hips and switch your hands. Reach your right hand fairly far on the strap and wrap the strap around your hand if you can. And then gently with your left arm on the ground, reaching to the left, let your left leg drift to the right. Feel stretch in your lateral hamstring, your abductors, and your hips, potentially, while still pulling your foot up towards your head, while it drifts to the left, to the right. Couple more breaths here. Inhale, slowly bring the foot back up. Rebend your leg. Bring your left leg to the ground. Remove your strap. Set your strap aside. Draw your knees into your chest. Grab the backs of your knees. So grab the backs of your thighs up towards the knees. Rock back and forward along the length of your spine and come up to a seat. Just going to take a couple neck rolls here. Start to loosen the neck. And then go the other direction. And then cross your ankles, roll forward, plant your palms, step back to tabletop. Shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. One second. Hoodie is caught in the wire of my headset. There we go. So, wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips, tops your feet down. If this is a little much on your knees, you can always press your shins into the ground to relieve some pressure from your knees. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly down, turn your gaze up to the sky, arch your tail up. And then exhale, cat pose, arch your back up towards the sky, tuck your tailbone underneath you, bring your nose towards your belly button. Inhale, cow, drop the belly down, draw your shoulder blades together and down your back. And exhale, cat, arch your back up towards the sky, separate your shoulder blades from one another. Flow through 3 more rounds of cat and cow on your own. Your breath, your pace. Once you're finished with your 3rd round, come back to a neutral tabletop. Neutral tabletop, reach your left hand forward, reach your right foot back. Turn your left thumb up towards the sky. Turn your right toes towards the ground, but flex your toes towards your face. Engage your right glute, lift your heel up. Engage your shoulder, lift your thumb up high. Exhale, bring your big toe and pinky down to the ground. So your left pinky and your right big toe touch the ground. Inhale. Exhale, lift up towards the sky. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. And lift. 2 more. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. And exhale up. Knee and hand back down. Maybe wiggle your body a little bit. Shake that out. Then reach your right hand forward, thumb facing up. Reach your left leg back. Toes facing down. Straight leg, straight arm. Inhale, lift up. Engage the hip, glute, engage the shoulder. Bring your pinky and your big toe down to the ground. Inhale. Exhale, lift up. Engage your glute, engage your shoulder. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Last 2. Last one. Hand and knee down to the ground. Shift your weight to your left palm. Inhale your right hand up to the sky, showing your heart up high. Gaze up. Then exhale, thread the needle. Bring your right arm underneath your left, right shoulder down, right ear down. You can either keep this passive and just relax here. You can also make it active. Stack your left elbow above your left wrist. Gently press your left hand into the earth to increase the twist of your spine. One more breath in and out. Inhale slowly, bring the right hand back up to the sky and exhale it down. Shift your weight to your right palm this time. Inhale your left hand up high. And then exhale, thread the needle. Bring your left arm underneath your right. Left shoulder down, left ear down. Again, often leave this passive. If you took it active on the other side, stack your elbow above your wrist. Gently press your right hand into the ground. Increase the twist of your spine. One more breath in and out. Inhale your left hand back up high and exhale it down. Leave your hips and knees where they are. Walk your hands forward, as far forward as you can reach, and let your chest dip down to the earth. A little bit more back bending here. You can either bring your forehead to the ground or your chin. If the chin on the mat is too much on your neck, bring your forehead down. This is called puppy dog pose. One more breath in and out. Inhale slowly, walk your hands back up underneath your shoulders. Tuck your back toes. Hover your knees up off the mat, just 1 inch. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Bend your right knee, straighten your left leg, let your left heel melt down towards the earth. Try to keep your hips fairly square to the ground. Feel a stretch in your left calf and hamstring area. And then switch your legs. Bend your left knee, straighten your right leg. The ball of both feet should remain on the ground. Feel a stretch in your right calf and hamstring. And switch. And switch. One more round each side. Switch. And switch. Send both heels down towards the earth. Really spread your fingers wide. Roll some of your weight from your wrists into your thumb and forefinger. Descend your shoulders away from your ears. Send your chest towards your thighs, and then your thighs towards the back wall. If you find you have a curve to your back here, bend your knees a little bit to remove some stretch of your hamstrings to find an even flatter spine. Take a deep breath in and out. Down dog is our home base. We'll be here several times throughout class. Try to remember how this feels in your body. Try to come back to this. Inhale, look forward, just your eyes and head. Your hips stay up and back. And then exhale, ragdoll. Walk your feet behind your wrists. Feet remain hip width distance, or rather shoulder width distance. Let your arms and head hang heavy. You have the option here to either just remain dangling down, to grab opposite elbows and sway your torso left and right while your hips and legs remain in place, letting your torso tick and tock like the pendulum of a grandfather clock. You also have the option, while at center, to take a chest expansion, to interlace your hands behind your back. Glue the heels of your palms together. Keep your microbend in your elbows, and then send your fists up overhead. If you can't make this interlace behind your back connection, you can always grab your strap or a towel, and then hold your hands as close together as you can on there, and then bring the fists up over your head. 2 more breaths. One more breath in and out. Release your grip down, whether you took the box shape or the chest expansion. Inhale, slowly rise up, stack one vertebra at a time on top of the other. Let your head remain heavy until you reach the top. When you do reach the top, take a couple shoulder rolls, one direction, and then the other. Draw your hands together at your heart, thumbs against your sternum, close your eyes. Exhale all your air. Inhale through your nose, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Take this moment to think about what you want to dedicate today's practice to. This could be something for yourself, for someone you know and love, a community. It could be a philosophy. If you do not have your own intention to set today, I offer just the intention of being present in this room, on your mat, in your body, in this moment. Paying attention to what your body needs. Again, if you need to hold the stretch for longer because something is feeling tight and needs to be stretched out more, do so. If you need to not hold the stretch for as long, feel free to move out of it. Try to give your body exactly what it needs today. To help seal this intention, exhale all your air. Inhale through your nose, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Relax your hands to your sides, flutter your eyes open. Toe heel your feet together, big toes to touch. Inhale, mountain pose, sweep your arms up to the sky. Face your palms towards one another. Now, if you're feeling really wobbly here, you can walk your feet to hip width distance. I'm going to be cueing to feet together, but if you need to take hip width, please feel free. Engage your quads to lift them up off your kneecaps. Tuck the tailbone slightly. Pull your navel in and down towards your spine. Draw your shoulder blades together and down your back. Lift the top of your head, the crown of your head high towards the sky with your gaze forward. Grab your left wrist. Pull your arm back by your ear. Exhale, side bend to the right. Turn your gaze up underneath your top arm at the sky. Feel a stretch along your left side. Descend your shoulders away from your ears. Try to keep your hips and shoulders squared to the space in front of you. Inhale. Exhale, maybe a little bit deeper. Inhale, rise back up. Switch your grip. Grab your right wrist. Exhale, side bend into the left. Let your shoulders relax down. Square your hips and shoulders forward. Turn your gaze up underneath your top arm. Inhale. And exhale, maybe a little deeper. Inhale, rise back up. Release your grip. And then exhale, forward fold. Hands can either melt to heart center or swan dive down. That's up to you. Fold forward, fairly straight legs reach down towards the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, parallel your spine to the ground with your gaze down to about 6 inches to 12 inches in front of your mat. Your palms can either be on your shins or your thighs. Avoid the knees to protect the knees. Draw your shoulder blades together and down your back. You want to try to make sure your back is nice and flat and parallel with the ground. Again, if you find you have a curve to the spine, bend your knees a bit to remove some stretch from your hamstring to find an even flatter back. Do what you need to find this position. And try to remember how this sensation feels to find it again throughout class. Plant your palms, step back, top of a push-up. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently set the knees down. Keep your elbows in towards your ribs. Lower halfway down. Bring your elbows to your ribs. Or ribs to your elbows, rather. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shine your heart forward. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Tops your feet down. Engage your legs to lift them up off the ground. Draw your shoulder blades together and down your back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Shift your hips up and back. Come on down to your knees for a moment. So what we just did, and I believe I did this on Wednesday, is a modified version of Chaturanga Dandasana. It is a high to mid plank and part of a vinyasa to get back to downward facing dog. A vinyasa, in this instance, is a small transitional series of postures to get back to downward facing dog. And the version we just did was the modified version. The full version, you keep the knees lifted, shift forward onto your tip toes. Your shoulders are now above your fingertips. Lower halfway down. Still bring your ribs to your elbows. Then inhale, upward facing dog. Same as we just did. And then exhale, downward facing dog. The full version takes more core strength, more upper body strength. If you want to give that a shot, you're more than welcome to. If you need to stick with the knees down, that's totally fine, totally awesome. Start to build up some upper body strength with this. If that's too much, that's totally fine. You can either skip it altogether and just hold high plank for a breath. You can also come down all the way to the belly and then come up to baby cobra using just your low back, not your arms and hands, to lift your chest up. Lower down, inhale, press up, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Find the variation that fits you and your body. And something I forgot to mention earlier, only go to the point of stretch in a posture, not to the point of pain. So if anything is feeling painful, back off a bit. So let's be back in downward facing dog. We have 2 more rounds of our sun salutation A to go through. From down dog, inhale, look forward just to eyes and head. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. You can walk, you can hop, you can jump, whatever feels good in your body. With your feet together at the top of the mat, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your fingertips up for the sky. Grab your left wrist. Exhale, side bend to the right. Pull your arm back by your ear as you gaze up towards the sky. Inhale, rise back up. Switch your grip. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, center. Release your grip. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Parallel your spine once more. Draw your shoulder blades together and down your back. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back. Lower the knees down if you need to take it on your knees, and lower halfway down. Bring your ribs to your elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shine your heart forward. Lift the knees up. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time through. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel forward. Again, you can walk, hop, or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Tadasana mountain pose. Sweep your arms up to the sky. Grab your left wrist. Exhale, side bend to the right. Turn your gaze up high. Inhale, center. Switch your grip. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Parallel your spine. Exhale, Chaturanga. Plant your palms. Step back. You can take it on your knees. You can also keep your knees lifted. Give that a shot. Bring your ribs to your elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shine your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. So that was our sun A. Now to move on to sun salutation B. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk, hop, jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. From here, bend your knees, sink your hips back and down. Move your weight into your heels rather than the balls of your feet. Inhale, chair pose. Lift your biceps up by your ears. So we're kind of creating this lightning shape with the body. You want to have your weight in your heels, so you might be able to even float your toes up off the ground. Squeeze your thighs together. Tuck the tailbone slightly. Pull the navel in towards the spine and down a little bit. Draw your shoulder blades together and down your back. Try to sit back into a tiny chair behind you a little. Woo. Balance is part of it. Your gaze should be down rather than up. Inhale, sink your hips back and down 1 more inch. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Plant your palms, step back. Again, you can always take it on your knees or knees up or skip altogether. That's up to you. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg up and back, down dog kick. Draw your right foot up and back towards the top of the wall behind you. Your left heel melts low towards the earth. Drop your right hip so your hips are square to the ground. Flex your right toes towards your face. Engage your right glute, lift your right heel up 1 inch higher. Exhale, low lunge, right foot between your hands. You can always choose to kind of crunch it forward, knee to chest or knee to nose. And exhale, set it between your hands. The crunch helps develop more core strength over time. Inhale, warrior 2. Spread the back heel down and blossom open to the left side of the room. Shoulders over your hips, front knee over your front ankle. Reach your arms for the front and back space. Shoulders down your back. Try to keep your hips and shoulders square to the left side of your mat as well as square to the ground. Not one hip dipping down or up. Inhale. Exhale, extend as that angle. Tick-tock forward and down. Bring your right arm to your right thigh. Left arm up to the sky. You can keep the modified extended side angle here with the forearm on the thigh, or reach for the ground on the inside of your front thigh. If you're reaching for the ground, option to press your arm into your thigh to help increase the twist of your heart up towards the sky. Turn your gaze up high past your fingertips. Leave your front leg where it is. Inhale, reverse warrior. Float your front hand up and back to the top of the wall behind you. Your backhand can either slide down your back leg or wrap around your low back for a half bind. Feel a stretch in your right side. Making sure your hips and shoulders are square to the left side of your mat helps guarantee this is a side stretch versus a back bend. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Cartwheel your hands down, reframe your front foot. Step back. If you're taking the full chaturanga, you can keep your right foot lifted as you lower halfway down. Bring your ribs to your elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog, both feet down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Second side. Inhale your left leg up and back. Melt your right heel low. Flex your left toes towards your face. Engage your left glute, lift your left heel up a little bit higher. And exhale, draw your foot between your hands. And if your foot does stop like halfway through or something, grab your ankle, assist it forward. That's totally fine. From here, inhale, warrior two, spiral the back heel down, blossom open to the right side of the room. So again, shoulders over hips, square your shoulders and hips to the right side of your mat. Drive your arms for the front and back of the room. Stack your front knee over your front ankle. Shoulders down. Turn your gaze forward. Inhale. Exhale, extend side angle. Reach your front arm down, reach your back arm up. Again, option to forearm to thigh or reach for the ground. But it is more important to reach for the sky than the earth. So, because we want to keep the spine fairly long as we tilt forward at the hips. This also helps develop more core strength over time. With your gaze up high, inhale, reverse warrior. Keep the gaze lifted as you lift your front arm up and back to reach for the top of the wall behind you. Again, your backhand can either slide down your back leg or wrap around the low spine. Maintain your front lunge, knee over ankle. Inhale, feel a stretch in your left side. And exhale, chaturanga, cartwheel down. Step back, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shine your heart forward, tops your feet down. Engage your legs, lift your knees up. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right. That is our Sun B. We're going to flow through 2 more times, moving 1 breath, 1 movement. Inhale, look forward, just your eyes and head. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, sink your hips back and down. Float your biceps up by your ears. Squeeze your thighs together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Parallel your back to the ground. Exhale, chaturanga. Punch your palms, step back. Lower halfway down. You can always have your knees down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shine your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, down dog kick on the right. Bring your right leg up and back. Hips square to the earth. Exhale, low lunge. Draw your foot between your hands. Inhale, warrior two. Spiral the back heel down. Reach for the front and back space. Exhale, extend side angle. Tick-tock forward and down. Turn your gaze up at the sky. Inhale, reverse warrior. Float your front hand up and back. Option for the half bind. Feel a stretch in your right side. Exhale, chaturanga. Cartwheel down. Step back and flow. Halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shoulder blades together and down the back. Gaze forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Spiral open to the right side of the room. Gaze forward. Exhale, extend side angle. Tick-tock forward and down. Reach for the sky as much as you're reaching for the earth. Inhale, reverse warrior. Float your front arm up and back. Turn your gaze up high. Exhale, chaturanga, cartwheel down. Step back, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing. Shine your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time through. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, sink your hips back and down. Float your biceps up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Punch your palms, step back. Lower your ribs down to your elbows. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two, spiral open, turn your gaze forward. Exhale, extend side angle. Float your gaze up to the sky. Reach your front arm down to the ground. Inhale, reverse warrior. Float your front arm up and back. Keep your gaze lifted. And exhale, chaturanga. Cartwheel down. Step back and lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. Last side. Inhale your left leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, blossom open, warrior two. Exhale, extend side angle. Shoulders down your back. Inhale, reverse warrior. Float your front arm up and back. So you can tilt a little bit deeper. And then exhale, chaturanga. Cartwheel down, step back and flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. Come on down to your knees. Feel free to towel off. Get a sip of water. Whew. All right. Let's meet back in downward facing dog. Have your blocks at the top of your mat if you have access to blocks. Down dog, hips up and back. Inhale your right leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge, right foot between your hands. Grab your blocks if you have them. Place them on either side of your front foot. So we can start with the tallest setting and adjust down as we go. So we're going to do some rolling pyramids here. So with your chest pretty much glued to your front thigh as much as you can. Inhale, lengthen your neck long. Exhale, start to straighten the front leg. Keep your chest close to your chin. Feel it stretch along your lateral hamstring here. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, extend. And you can always adjust your blocks down to the medium or low height. As you flow, inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Or maybe even set your blocks aside. Just bring your fingertips or palms down to the ground. 2 more rounds. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Last one. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Again, only go to the point of stretch, not pain. Inhale, rebend. And then gently set the back knee down. Place your right hand on your right thigh. Press yourself up to a kneeling lunge. Rest your left hand on top of your right thigh. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward to square yourself to the front of the room. Untuck your back toes. Gently press your back shin into the ground to relieve some pressure from your back knee. Tuck your tailbone. Engage the left glute. Exhale, send your hips forward and down. Keep your shoulders back. Lift your heart up towards the sky for a slight back bend to accentuate the stretch in the front of your left hip flexor. Inhale, your hips back and up. Exhale, forward and down. Keep the glute engaged. Inhale, back and up. If this is still too much on your back knee, take a folded towel, place it underneath your back knee, or fold the outside of your mat up so you have 2 layers of mat underneath your back knee. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward and down. 2 more rounds. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward and down. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, come back up. Inhale, arms up. Kneeling crescent lunge. You can feel free to stay here. You can also tuck the back toes and lift the back knee for high crescent lunge. That's up to you. Exhale, open arm twist. Draw your right hand back, left hand forward. Rotate your torso towards your right leg. As you inhale, lengthen your heart up high. As you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Maybe turn your gaze past your right fingertips towards the wall behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Option to gently rest your left hand on the outside of your right thigh. Avoid the knee to help increase the twist. One more. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, runner's lunge. Plant your palms on the inside of your right foot. Walk your right foot out to the right edge of your mat and a little forward so your ankle's in front of your knee. So I like to gently scoot my back leg back to bring my hips further down towards the ground. Option to stay here in your palms. Option to come down to a block, or come down to your forearms, either forearms to the ground or forearms to a block, whatever is accessible in your body. Option to let your head hang heavy. Feel a stretch in your left hip flexor, maybe your right groin or right hip flexor area. Couple breaths here. If you're letting your head hang heavy, option to nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Open and close your mouth. Release your jaw. One more breath in. And out. Come back up your palms. If you were on your forearms, set your blocks aside to use the block. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, step your right foot back, high plank. Shift your heels to the left, shift your weight to your left palm. Stack your shoulders, stack your hips, but slide your right foot up halfway up the mat. So 90 degree bend in your front knee and your ankle. Keep the left leg, the bottom leg engaged as you sink the hips down to the ground. If this is too much in your front wrist, you can come up to a fist. Ring side of your knuckles down on the ground, straight line going from arm through wrist to hand. Sink your hips down with your left leg engaged to feel a stretch along your left abductor area, the TFL between the hip socket and the iliac crest. Maybe your left side and the torso. Maybe your IT band area. One more breath in and out. Slowly bring the hips back up. Step the right foot back. Side plank. You can either keep one foot in front of the other, stack your feet. If you need to, you can also gently set the bottom knee down for a modified side plank. Inhale, your hips up, engage the core. And then exhale, right hand down. Inhale here, and exhale, down dog. Take a deep breath in, and out. Inhale your left leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot forward. Grab your blocks. Again, we're going to start on the high setting. Inhale with your knee above your ankle, chin to your thigh, or chest to your thigh rather. And exhale, start to straighten the leg for this rolling pyramid. Keep your chest towards your thigh, bring your forehead closer to your shin. If you need to, you can also walk your back foot forward a little bit to shorten your stance. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, extend. Option to change the height of your blocks as well, either down to the medium, low, or set them aside altogether. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Two more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. One more. Inhale, bend. And exhale, extend. Rebend your front knee. Gently sit the back knee down. Place your left hand on your left thigh. Press up to a kneeling lunge. Rest your right hand on top of your left thigh. Left hand, rather. Pull your left hip back, right hip forward. Untuck the back toes. Again, you have the option to either press the shin down to release some pressure from the back knee, place a folded towel underneath your back knee, or fold the mat up along the outside edge. So you have 2 layers of mat underneath your back knee. Whatever is comfortable for you and your body. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Tuck the tailbone slightly, engage the right glute. Inhale. Exhale, send your hips forward and down, lift your heart up towards the sky. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale up. Exhale, forward and down. 2 more. Up. And exhale, down. Last one. Inhale up. And exhale, down. Inhale, rise back up. Reframe your front. Nope, I lied. Reach the arms up to the sky. You can either stay here in this kneeling crescent. You can also tuck your back toes and lift your back knee for high crescent. Inhale. Exhale, open arm twist. Draw your left hand back, right hand forward. As you inhale, lengthen your spine up tall. As you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Maybe turn your gaze back past your left fingertips. Option to gently rest your right hand on the outside of your left thigh. Avoid the knee to protect the knee. That way you can gently press into your left thigh to increase the twist of your torso. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Last inhale and exhale. Gently rotate forward and exhale, runner's lunge. Plant your palms on the inside of your left foot. Walk your left foot out to the left edge of your mat a little forward so your ankle's in front of your knee. Again, I like to walk my back leg back a little bit, bring my hips forward and down. Find the same position of your arms that you did on the other side if at all possible and comfortable. Either up on the palms or down on the forearms, either forearms to ground or forearms to block. Feel a stretch in your right hip flexor, maybe the left groin, left hip flexor might feel a little engaged. This is perfectly normal. One side might also feel a little tighter than the other. This is also normal. Our bodies are built asymmetrically. Couple more rounds of breath here. One breath in and out. Slowly come back up to your palms. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Step your left foot back, high plank. Shift both your heels to the right. Stack your shoulders, stack your hips. Slide your left leg up halfway. Keep the right leg engaged. Come up onto the fist if you need to. Exhale slowly. Dip the hips down for this modified horizons lunge. Feel a stretch in your right abductor area, your abductor area, especially in the TFL between the hip socket and the iliac crest. TFL is tensor fascia lata. It's one of your main abductors in that area. You can rest your left arm on your left thigh or reach your left hand for the back of the room. One breath in and out. Inhale, rise the hips back up. Step your left foot back, side plank. You can always drop the bottom knee down for modified. Keep one foot in front of the other or stack your feet, up to you. Engage your core, lift your hips up 1 inch higher, and then exhale, high plank. Inhale here, and exhale, down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, come down to your knees and extend your legs out long in front of you. Feel free to get a sip of water. Feel free to towel off. All right. So we've done a fair bit for our lateral hamstrings. We're going to do a little bit more for the medial hamstrings. So widen your stance as wide as is comfortable. And let me rotate a little bit towards the camera. Gotta move a step out of the way first. So you can, if you are having trouble stacking your shoulders over your hips, you can always place a block underneath your hips. This will make that a little bit easier. So either block under the hips or no. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Reach either forward, place your hands on the ground or mat, and traction your hands down and back to draw your heart more forward. You can also slide your hands down your legs to grab what's accessible, your calves, ankles, or feet. You could even take your peace fingers, your index and middle finger, and wrap them around your big toes to gently pull yourself forward and down with your biceps. Try to keep your toes pointed up towards the sky. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge a little bit more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge. Slowly come back up. We're also going to do something a little for the low back. So take your right hand, place it on the outside of your left leg. Your left hand will rest just about a foot to the left of your leg. Inhale, sit up tall, square your shoulders towards your left foot, and then hinge forward, slide your hand down until you can't reach any further, then clasp your leg, your ankle, your calf, or your foot, and use your right biceps to pull yourself a little deeper towards your left leg. You should feel a nice stretch in your right low back, especially in the right QL area, the quadratus lumborum. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. As you exhale, hinge a little bit deeper. One more inhale, and exhale. All right, we're going to slowly rise back up. Second side. Take your left hand, place it on the outside of your right leg. Take your right hand, place it about a foot to the right of your right leg. Slowly hinge forward with your shoulders square towards your right foot until you can't reach any further. Then grab your calf, your ankle, your foot, whatever's accessible. Just avoid your knee. And gently use your bicep to pull yourself a little deeper. Feel a stretch in your left low back, especially that QL area. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. As you exhale, hinge a little bit more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, slowly come back up. Bend your knees, bringing the soles of your feet together. Knees nice and wide. Bring your heels as close to your groin as is comfortable. Now, your knees might be up here. That's totally fine. If you really want to, you can take your blocks, place them underneath your knees so your knees can just rest. Otherwise, let your knees fall down. Sit up nice and tall. And then hinge forward. You can either just literally reach forward, place your forearms down, place your hands down, depends on your flexibility. I like to actually take my hands and interlace them on the bottom of my feet so I can gently use my biceps to pull myself forward. Now, try to forget what we were taught in PE, where you use your elbows to press your knees down. Don't worry about that. You'll get plenty of stretch in your adductors, your groin muscles here in this stretch. A couple more breaths. One more breath in and out. Inhale, slowly rise back up. Leave your feet at the top of your mat. Scoot your bum back until your legs are long. And then slowly come down to your back. When you reach your back, bend your knees, bring your heels close to your glutes, arms at your sides. Feet and knees should be about hip width distance and heels close enough so you can graze your heels with your fingertips. So we're going to take a bridge pose, but it might be a little different than what you're used to. So arms at the sides, bend the elbows till your elbows are 90-degree bend so you can point your fingers directly up to the sky. Take little robot arms. Definitely have to thank my friend and fellow yoga instructor Danny for showing me this trick. Exhale all your air. Inhale, bridge, lift your hips up towards the sky, as high as is comfortable. And then, if you press your elbows, press your triceps into the earth, you'll get more curve in your thoracic spine. Your chest will come closer to your chin, but draw your chin away from your chest. Inhale, hips up. Exhale, press with your arms a little bit more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Inhale, float your heels up. Relax the arms down, and then slowly lower your back down, one vertebra at a time. The lifted heel helps guarantee that your pelvis comes down last. When your pelvis does reach the ground, let your heels come down. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Let your right knee fall open. Gently reach for your left hamstring with both hands. Your right hand will reach between the legs, left hand on the outside. Gently pull your left knee towards your chest. Flex your right toes towards your knee to protect your knee. If you can get your left knee close enough, feel free to grab your shin instead. Should feel a nice stretch on the outside of your right hip. Close your eyes and just bring your awareness and your breath to your right hip. Try to mentally help let this tension go. Just a few more breaths. And of course, if you're used to using half pigeon, you can feel free to take that. Two more breaths. One more breath in and out. Gently bring your left foot back down to the ground, and then your right. Switch sides. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Flex your left toes towards your left knee. Grab your right hamstring with both hands, and gently pull your right knee towards your chest. Again, if you can get your knee close enough, feel free to move your hands from your hamstring to your shin on the right leg. Gently use your biceps to pull your knee close to your chest. Relax your head down, close your eyes, relax your jaw. This side might feel a little tighter or a little looser than the other, and that's perfectly normal. Couple more breaths here. One more breath in and out. Gently release your leg, bring your right foot down and then your left. Hug both your knees in towards your chest, grab the backs of your legs up as close to the knees as is comfortable. Pull your knees out and down towards your shoulders. Float your feet up over your knees for happy baby. You want to keep the center of your pelvis, your sacrum, down on the ground. If you can keep your sacrum glued to the ground, you can move your hands from your knees, the backs of your knees to your calves, ankles, or even reach in between your legs and grab the outsides of your feet. You can even take your peace fingers and wrap them around your big toes. Option to stay here. Option to rock side to side. Option also to draw the corners of your mouth and draw them up towards your eyes to find a smile. One more breath in and out. Draw your knees back into your chest. Curl up into the smallest ball you can. Wrap your forearms around your shins, forehead up towards your knees. Inhale, squeeze everything nice and tight. And then exhale, Shavasana, corpse pose. Let your legs come down, feet splay wide. Arms can rest at your sides. Palms can either face up or face down. Whatever feels good for you. I also like to bring my shoulder blades slightly closer together to basically create a shelf for your heart. Take whatever micro adjustments you might need. And then just relax with eyes closed. You've worked hard for these past 60 minutes. Take these next few moments to just relax. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, only to be. All yoga practices are designed to bring you into the experience of the present moment, where you are infinite, eternal, and whole. If you can stay, please do. If you need to move on, start to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, roll out your ankles, roll out your wrists. Draw your right ear to the mat, and then your left. Take a nice long full body stretch with your fingers to the wall behind you, toes to the wall in front of you. Stretch everything out nice and long. And then float your knees up over your hips and roll onto either your right or left side. Use your bottom bicep as a pillow. Allow Shavasana to mark the end of this chapter of your day, while fetal pose starts to write the next chapter. Try to keep your eyes closed, press yourself up to a seat, facing the front. With eyes closed, draw your hands again in front of your heart. Exhale all your air. Inhale through your nose, fill up. And exhale, let it go. Inhale your thumbs up to the point between the eyebrows, connecting your heart to your mind. In honor of the practice and to each other, inhale. And exhale, bow forward. Namaste. Alright everyone, thank you for coming for class. Feel free to stay in Shavasana if you're still there. If you have any questions, any feedback, things that you liked, things that you didn't in today's class, please feel free to either put a comment on the video or reach out to me directly. As usual, today is a $10 suggested donation. If you cannot give that, that's totally fine. If so, I'm going to post my Venmo in the comment on this video. I'm also doing private yoga lessons where I help tailor a yoga sequence to you, your body, and its capabilities. If this sounds like something you might want to be interested in, either you're new to yoga and want to really focus on the beginning steps, or you're further along in the path of yoga and you want to help advance your practice, reach out to me and we can set up a session for an hour long for $30. All of that aside, I hope you have a good weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated. Make sure to wash your hands. Anyway, namaste.